This is the second video for the Super Battle Golf custom maps tutorial. And now for this one, it's going to be all of this information here, which is going to get the Unity editor ready and compatible to making custom maps, because Asset Ripper does not fully take everything workable, so there's some changes we have to make to allow the game to see it properly. So the first thing we're going to need is all of these files right here, which these ones here are in sources just above, and localization logger is in releases. So if you go here to releases, it's just this one, localization ripper.dll. I guess I screwed up the name. And you're going to go ahead and download that. It may say that it's an unwanted or like suspicious file. Go ahead and hit keep. But once you download that, these ones, you can either download or copy them later. The first thing we need is we need to go to the Thunder Store or the Super Battle Golf mod page, which again, the link will be in the description. And we need to get the BepInEx pack right here. As far as I know, it is not on R2 Modman yet, which is my preferred mod manager, so I'm going to be doing it manually. So once you download it manually, you will have the zip folder, this BepInEx pack here. You open that up and copy all of the information inside it here. We're going to go back to the Steam page, properties, installed files, and then browse again. That's where your Super Battle Golf folder will be. So then we need to paste all of this information, and inside the BepInEx, you're going to see just config and core. There's not going to be much in there yet. So now what we're going to do to fix that is we're going to run the game and wait for it to launch. All we need is the actual game launching, because all of the BepInEx stuff runs in the background. So now that this is here, here's our BepInEx console. As soon as the game comes up, we are good to close this. Now that the game is up, we can just close it immediately and then head back over to that folder. It may be useful to pin this if you want to, but I'm just going to get there through here. And now in BepInEx, we have multiple other folders. So we are going to take that localization ripper, localization logger, DLL, and we're going to go right back to this folder, and we're going to put it into plugins. And once it is in plugins, we need to go back and go to config and open up the BepInEx config file. You can open it up with any text editor. I'm going to use Visual Studio because it's the easiest to read for me. There we go. And now inside here, we're going to go to logging to DESC right here. And from here, we need to find log levels and set this to all, which I apparently already have, which is good. So now from here, we can go to, since this is already in the plugins folder, we can go to our game on Steam and launch it up. So now what this is doing is this is taking a ton of information from the text in the game and writing it to that file like this, all of these different references, and we're going to use this to relink them inside the Unity editor so things work properly. So to get the most information, I'm going to load into the driving range. I'm going to load up to any course, doesn't matter which one. And you'll see that that's going to add a lot of keys. And then from here, I'm good to close the game. And then we're going to go to our Super Battle Golf folder again, inside BepInEx, this log output file. So if you open this up, any text editor, again, you will see all of this information loaded, which is going to relink in our editor. So now we're going to go to our Unity editor, pull this up a bit, assets, and just in the assets folder directly, we need to create a folder called editor. It has to be called editor. And in here, this is where we're going to put, if I could pinch this, please, thank you. We're going to put our log output file. And once this is in here, everything else we need is these other files here, which I prefer to, you know what? Nah, I am going to download them. It's going to be a little bit easier. So the build bundles, the fixed shaders, and relink localization. Plugin is the raw code for the DLL if you wanted to check it out. But these three are the ones that you need to download, and I'm going to head over and drag these ones in as well. It's going to reload the scripts. Close that. This may take a minute. You will have this build and this tools menu at the top. So the first thing we're going to do with this is right here we're going to type B and then colon. That's going to show everything that is in a bundle currently. If you click them, you can see the bundles in the bottom right. We do not want any of this, so we're going to go build clear all asset bundle names. And once that's completed, we can retype this and you'll see there's no longer anything in bundles. So when we export our levels, we're going to be building all of the bundles. So we don't want to do that, otherwise it's going to be, you're going to be sitting here for like an hour building the entire game a second time, which you do not want to do. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to go to tools. We're going to fix unassigned shaders on prefabs. And once that's done, you should see, once it's done freaking out, there we go. You're going to have a million errors in the console. Just go ahead and turn on collapse and ignore all of them. But right here, we have checked 146 prefabs and we fixed 51 materials. So this is going to prevent stuff from showing up as pink in game. But that's just for adding new stuff. Now what we're also going to do is fix unassigned shaders in open scene, which is what's going to make the level look a lot more normal than it did before. You'll see there's still issues, and we will get to that in a second. But for now, that's just to show off the tools. What we're going to do is go to Assets, Scenes, Holes, and we're just going to make a new folder called Custom Holes. This is where we're going to put ours. Let's create a copy of a different one. Let's go with Overlook. Why not? I'm going to copy that, paste it into here, and then open this up. This is going to be the level that I'm going to edit for this. Again, I'm going to fix in open scene because that only works in what is currently open. As you can see, these here, that's very important. The relink localization, which right here, fix 179, that also only works in the current open scene. So that is something you have to keep in mind. For each level, you will have to do that unless you're copying from one you've already done it in. So now that things look almost normal, what we're going to do is look for the terrain object right here on the left. And then once we find that, over on the right, the terrain component, we're going to click the settings on the far right, and this material here is what needs to be set. So if we open this up, the one we need is called default terrain standard, I believe. Right here, default terrain standard, second to last one. Going to select that, and then suddenly our level is looking a lot better than it was before. You can see most everything in the level. You will see that some stuff is not shown, like the hole is missing, and the tee boxes are also not there. They're going to be on the left here, just hidden. We're not going to worry about those for now. And we're going to pivot over back to the Thunderstore and download the custom maps mod. I'm going to do the manual download again. And once that's done downloading, open that up. This folder here is the only one that you need. Take that, and we're going to go back to, once again, that same folder inside BepInEx plugins. Throw that there, and we are going to delete this. We don't need that anymore. Now you can see where the maps are stored. And that's going to be it for setting it up. The next one will be, yeah, go ahead, sure. The next one will be how to actually edit the holes. That's going to be the bulkiest one. And then the last video will be how you export that and then get it into your Super Battle Golf game.